Hello and welcome to this week's Intuition Insight for week of Monday 4th of September 2023. So it's our first Intuition Insight of September. I'm Ruth Ann Richards. I'm the founder of the Intuition Connection, which is a space to talk about intuition and all things spiritual and intuition related. And I also teach people how to reclaim and reconnect to their intuition. And each week I share this Intuition Insight as a positive message to help us stay connected to our intuition for the week ahead. And this week's message is from my own oracle, Reclaim Your Intuition. Information. So it's from the inner voice section of the oracle, and that inner voice is about that place inside of us that talks to us, not the one from up here with all the chatter about how terrible life is and has the worry and the anxiety and the stress. It's that part inside of you that goes, what if, maybe. It's where you get the niggle when you think something isn't quite right. It's where your intuition can often show up from. And the message is your inner voice has information for you. So if you doubt that niggle, if you doubt the gut feeling, the inner voice, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, this message is here to remind you that it is real. Don't doubt it. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to it because it's giving you information. So if intuition is still a little bit scary for you, but you're curious and interested and very drawn to it, but equally feel kind of scared or skeptical, or it's all a bit weird and strange, this can help break down that conditioning for you. Intuition is another source of information for you. We get information that comes from our minds that processes things that we learn and puts its own spin on them based on our conditioning. That's one piece of information. We read things, that's information. We see things, we hear things, we touch things. All those senses are giving us information that we then somehow process and come up with conclusions and assumptions and our beliefs and conditioning about the world. So please don't feel scared or worried about intuition. It always has your best interests at heart. It's always acting in your highest good and the collective highest good. So think of it as information. So this week the message is twofold. First of all, it's for you to break down your own conditioning and start to break down the fear and worry about intuition. It's information. Think of it as information. All of a sudden it becomes far less scary. The second piece of the message is you may be getting some information coming from your inner voice, your higher self this week, about something that you really need to pay attention to. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to it. Now, pay attention to it doesn't mean acting on it. It just means pay attention and listen. Listen to what your head has to say. Listen to what your heart has to say. And listen to what's coming up intuitively. And if you get a niggle this week, if you get that feeling that something isn't right about something, chances are you are likely going to be right. Something isn't right. Don't brush it under the carpet. Use all your senses as well as your intuition to take in the information and look. Maybe it's something you're being asked to participate in. So if you've got any questions at all, ask questions, but listen to that niggle. Pay attention when it says something isn't quite right here. And that's this week's message. That's our intuition insight for the week ahead. How do you stay connected to your intuition this week? You listen to it. You break down your conditioning, that it's not scary. It's just another piece of information for you to have to make sense of the world around you and what's going on in your life. Wishing you a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Bye.